Greetings, greetings, greetings. Thanks for joining early. I appreciate you all that join early. I'm Coach T. This will not be a long night tonight. It will not be a long night tonight, but it will be a good night, and I hope to be effective. Uh, can everybody find the chat box? I get some participation from you all real quick. Guess I have to go with. I'm gonna go with then. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. See, stop sharing and reshare. All right. I'll go with this one right here. So listen, I'm Coach T. I am actually tethering from my cell phone. So to keep the bandwidth down, I'm not going to share my video tonight only because I'm tethering from my cell phone. Unfortunately, we have some internet issues out in the country, and I don't want to take more away from the bandwidth. Thank you so much for being on tonight. I hope I say something that makes sense to you. As you can see from this first slide that I'm showing you, I'm a pretty active guy, right? We got a lot of different logos up there, and those are all the different organizations that I believe in. The most important thing I want to say for tonight is your freedom number. I think your freedom number is something that you would like to know about. This is not my ideal. This is Clayton Morris' ideal, one of the mentors I've learned from over the internet, and it helps you to make sense of what you're doing this for and why. A lot of folks say they want to get in real estate just for the money. Yes, that's a great reason. It is money, it's unlimited money, and it's an infinite return on your investment if you understand what that means. You can make money on top of your money, and you'll make 100% of your money back in a quick manner, depending on the way the strategy you use. Myself, Coach T, I love to teach people only what I do. And I teach folks wholesaling strategy, not because I want you to be a wholesaler, but in order to get started, you got to know what a deal is. And if you don't buy deals, then you have a problem. The problem is you're not going to make much money and you're going to be out of business very quick. So if I can teach you how to go out there and just start finding deals, then a deal that makes sense for you, you keep, right? And all the deals that don't make sense for you or while you're learning, make money off of those. Refer them over to us, refer them over to my buyers. You get paid some money for referring them. And then all of a sudden you find a deal that you love. You made a little money by referring them. Okay, buy the deal with OPM, other people money. I mean, I can't say no simpler than that. I do believe in a KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. So if you want to keep it simple, stupid, let's go find deals. Let's make money as we find deals, and then buy your property with those deals. That's how simple this is. Just a little bit about me. I'm not going to stay on this slide long. I am a school teacher by trade. I am active duty military as well. I'm getting out right now, transitioning back to being a school teacher. I do love coaching and mentoring others. That's just period. That's what I do. I love to do it, and I'm going to continue to do it for the rest of my life. The one thing that happened to me in my life was a lot of bad events, right? And with those bad events, I choose to go back to school, get another degree, or get certified in something like life insurance, get certified in some kind of training. I just use my energy not to get mad at someone else. I put in education so I can learn more and help more, right? Jim Rohn said, in order to become, to make more money, you have to become more, right? Work on yourself. Don't work on the job, work on you, improve you. And I really bought into that. Now, again, I want to give credit what credit is due. Morris Clayton, you can look him up on the internet. That's who came up with this concept of the freedom number. And I ran with it because it made sense. What number does it take for me to pay all my bills in my house and live basically off for OPM, other people money? If the renters are paying rent and they may be late, and when they're late, they'll pay a fee, then that money will pay for the property managers. And over time, if you stay within your means, then you will have a stable income and you can retire happily. I will say that I can't stand to hear people say, I'm going to retire on a budget, right? I feel like you work all these years. When you retire, you should retire happily and you should be having a steady flow of income coming in where you're not counting pennies, right? If you know anybody, I just want to challenge everybody on this call and anybody else. If you know anybody that has already retired, ask them how much money do they have coming in from SSI, ask them when did they get full retirement, and ask them, are they living on a real strict budget or are they living their best life? You work for 40 years just to live on a budget. I just refuse to allow people in my circle to feel like that's okay. So I'm challenging everyone. Why wait to be great? Invest now, grow your future. Mean, hey, start buying rental properties now with OPM, other people money, and build your rental portfolio up so that when you retire, you can sell half of them, pay your rental portfolio off, and now you have rent coming in every month that's going to pay for your living. Your check that you get from your job, that check that's going to run out in about 20 years from a 401k to 403b, we'll use that a little bit different, right? We'll use that a little bit different. We'll use it smarter. So that's what I want to advise everybody to do. And it's just advice. Now, you do what you want to do. That's your life. It's not mine. But that's my goal, right? So how many of you ever jumped out of an airplane before, right? I mean, I bet that was like rewarding if you did. I haven't, right? But it was a fear that you had to get over, right? Because you had to get out of that plane and you had to get down, right? And I'm sure you was free. So I use this because I want you to think about being a millionaire, being a billionaire. That's something that may be afraid, it may be scary to think about. That's a commitment that you like, how do I do it? How do I keep it? If I get it, I'm sure my family want it. If I get it, I got to figure out how to keep Uncle Sam from taking it all back. If I get it, I got to figure out how to maintain it. So it's a scary thought, right? But if you do it, if you jump into it, it's going to come. It's going to get easier over time. It just take practice, guys. It just take practice. All right. So let's go and get to the freedom number. Let's get to the chase. Guys, this is in a nutshell, right? So how much you like look at your basic bills, whether you want to go out on dates, whether you want to pay your electric, your water, your gas, your cell phone bill, your car note, your insurance. What does it take to cover all those basic bills? Did you hear me? I said whether you want to go out on dates, right? If you're married, you should be dating your significant other. If you're not married, you should be dating somebody to get married. So that should be considered a regular expense, keeping that continuity with that other person, right? So Morris is really simple. He do it very conservative. He say 60% times whatever the rent is. That's how much money basically is going to go right here, right? That's how much money you're going to keep in reserve. And then you look at it, dividing that into your freedom number, and that show you how many houses you're supposed to have. So if you got basically $5,000 coming in, you divide that number by 420, and you have basically I need 12 houses, round up to 12 houses. It's really simple, just that simple. Very conservative. That's 60%. You have to factor in, you got to pay insurance, you got to pay maintenance, you got to pay maybe a property manager, and you got to pay utility, whatever other bills that you got to pay on insurance, mortgage, property manager. I always like to throw the property manager in there because even if you do decide to manage your own property, you should be paying yourself for manage your own property. So you're the property manager. All right. So count that in there. Real quick, I want to throw this plug out there. I received right at 100 grand from Fund and Grow. Fund and Grow was a company that came about in 2008. Awesome company. You pay them a blank amount of money and they will give you way more back in return. So imagine you pay $10,000 and somebody give you $100,000. Is it worth it? I believe so. I would trade in 10,000 for 100,000 every day, all day. QuickBooks, if you don't have any kind of way to keep up with your money that's coming in and going out of your account, then QuickBooks is an easy way. It only costs less than $15 a month. It's online. You can download on your cell phone, and that's a good way for to figure out your business expense, money coming in, money going out. Deal Automator. Kobe Sperber is one of my mentors. I bought mostly every program he have. Luckily I bought Deal Automator, which is like kind of like a prop screen, which is a CRM system. Do direct mail, skip trace people, find out when they bought the house, everything. Right? It's found out a lot of information. I bought it. I paid it outright. I just paid a blanket price. Now he charged, I think, like $99 a month with a setup fee of like $200, but great deal. I actually allow folks to rent my stuff out if they want to, right? They want to rent it out. So I have 10 areas that they can rent out. Then you have Deal Evaluator. I'm not no longer with Deal Evaluator, but Deal Evaluator is kind of like another CRM system that can actually track your deals from start to finish, and you can actually work with other people inside of Deal Evaluator. I forgot the man name that actually do that. He's in Virginia. Great guy. I just stuck with the one I bought outright instead of paying monthly. All right. So kind of got ahead of myself and told you this because I don't want to waste anybody's time. I try and keep it simple, stupid. All right. So if you want to find a quick way to figure out what your monthly expenses are, then take out your last 6 months of expenses. If you take out your last 6 months of your bank statements, kind of highlight what your expenses has been, get an average. That's how we came up with the 5,000 basically, right? Then if you want to look at the breakdown, this is a very busy slide, but I already kind of mentioned this. Your expenses most likely include electric bill, cable, groceries, taxes, mortgages, rent, dinner with your loved ones, right? And a movie, all right? So we want to look at that. So we look at that for the last 6 months. We come up with a rough estimate of $4,500. We're going to always round up, right? So they did the 10% rule where you say that's my freedom number. So, hey, round up to 5,000. Just make it simple, right? Just keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. So your house expenses are covered if you can get $5,000 in a month to pay for your basic bills. Now, this don't mean that you go out there and go buy Gucci clothing. This don't mean you go out there and buy a Lamborghini car. This is your basic essentials. And what I like to try and help all my mentees do is, hey, what does it take to get your house note paid, to get your basic bills paid at retirement? You continue to work your career, but that's bonus money. That's extra, right? You cover your basic expenses, all right, through investing. So invest now and grow your future is about that. How do we do this, right? You have an option whenever you wholesaling. You have an option to flip that house over to somebody else, to an investor, and make a little profit, or you have an option to keep it for yourself and fix it up and burr it, right? So that's why I say flip it over to someone else and make some money, or keep it for yourself and burr it. If you flip like 5 houses, you should make a good enough profit where you can buy your own property and work on your property through burr. That's the strategy. It's just that simple, right? When we're looking at the numbers, right? A rehab gonna run you about 29 to 50K, right? We'll look at the number. It's a little bit higher probably now because of everything going up, but we will say generically, you can rehab a house pretty much for 50K. I'll put that number there, 50K. And it's not that hard. You get your bathrooms knocked out, you get your kitchen knocked out, you got the most important piece knocked out, everything else, hey, you just make sure you put up them walls, put some paint up there, replace the windows and they be replaced, and you're in good shape. You're in good shape. Hopefully you didn't get a house with bad structure, with bad bones. Foundation is good, roof good, you're straight. That's really all you need. Knock out the bathrooms, knock out the kitchen, and you pretty much good. Now, if rent coming in at $600 to $900 a month, that's just estimate. I know that people on this call live in different states, right? Some say like, what? Who would rent a house out for $600? Well, guess what? In the South, we still do that, right? We still have houses rent out for $600. Then up in Virginia, hey, $2,000, right? Minimum. In DC, hey, about 2,500 to 3,000. In North Carolina, where I'm at now, you're looking at probably around about 1,000 and above, right? 1,000 and above. So different people, different strokes for different folks, but we're just using the numbers I'm using. I use 600. That was my number in the South. If I can get 10 houses that rent for $600 a month, that's $6,000 coming in, without counting the expenses, right? So average monthly rental $700. If you got some that's 900, got some 600, got some 700, 800, right? So just the average. Again, it's that little math I'm telling you about. That's the math. All right, let's go a little bit more in detail. Kind of beating the dead horse. Want to make sure you understand this. 40%, we're going to account for vacancies and repairs. We always want to look at the worst case scenario. This is very conservative, 40%, right? Vacancy and repairs. If you have your houses all filled, then you're winning. If you don't have any repairs for a good minute, all right, a good minute, you're going to have repairs. It's going to happen. You're going to have plumbing. You're going to have HVAC. You're going to have a couple windows get busted. You're going to have some doors you got to replace. It's some things that's going to happen. You got to put up some walls. That's a little small stuff. But you will have plumbing that's going to cost you some money. You will have some electric work that's going to cost you some money. You may not have it in 5 years, but once it hits you, it'll suck up whatever profit you made for 5 years almost. However, the long-term goal is to have the property where you pay it off, and that's when you're in the money. That's when you're in the money. All right. So that 40% is kind of for vacancies and repairs. That 60% is going for the remainder part, the mortgages, the insurance, the taxes, stuff like that, right? You want to account for that. So what's left over is 420. All right, let's go to the next one. Kind of hitting it in. I hope it's making sense to you. This is what we want for you to make sense, right? Your total now we're gonna divide your total expense by that profit margin right there that you have. We're looking at 12 properties. If you have 12 properties, cash flowing 700 minus repairs, minus vacancies, you're getting 420 in a month. You're looking pretty good. 12 houses. Still beating the dead horse right here. All right. That's it in a nutshell right here. So this all on one page right here. All right. And if you have questions, feel free. I hope that my chat box, let me make sure my chat box there because I did ask you to put some in the chat box earlier. Yeah, it's there. All right, let me undo it and do it again. Make sure. If you have any questions, feel free to throw it in that chat box. Definitely would love to hear from you all. I told you I am tethering from my cell phone tonight. I do not have internet in my home right now. We did a transition, and for whatever reason, it has not been working since last Thursday. I have been on the phone with them trying to get it work. So that's why I don't have my screen on. I don't have my camera on. I'm tethering from my cell phone, but I still wasn't going to stop. No excuses. I'm going to make this happen. This is what we're looking at, 420 for vacancies, 6%, 10%, saving, you padding your little money a little bit, 12 rental properties. Again, if you didn't hear me the first time, what we would do is we'll probably get more than that, sell half. If like, let's say you get 24, you sell half, you pay off your 12, and hey, you good. You got them paid off. Now the only thing you worry about is taxes, and you have a great line of credit you can live off as well. That's just really it. We want passive income. So if you start today, 15 years down the road, it'll be paid off. Right now, I don't know if any of you have a 401k or 403b, but I just want to challenge you to go and check your numbers. See how much money you made if you've been working for 15 years. What the average, right? And I'm not talking about these one-off people that like to go in and move their money around and work, right? I'm talking about the average person go to a job, they work, they let the money come out of their account, and they let the money move on its own, whoever gonna move it. They don't know who moving it, right? Whatever company just moving your money for you. If you go check the average, I'm sure you will find you less than 10%. If you look at the average over long term of people that do not move your money and not playing with it. If you're doing this, you're making a great return on your money and you know how much money you make. You're making cash flow now and in the future. Guys, I just want to challenge you to do that. First, can you share these slides with us? Are y'all not seeing any slides? I know
Yes, I
I've
see
been.
you.
Oh, okay. Yes. Oh, Sherry's in. Okay. All right. Got it. Maybe next one, can we do it? Yes. Get on my schedule. Let me find my link. Get on my schedule. Oh, go to investing now. Let me see where I can do that. I definitely can share the slide with you without a problem. Um, I never did. Coach, go ahead and take over, man. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'm gonna find my slide that I can get them on there. This is my old PowerPoints. This is Williams reality everywhere. All right. Oh, it did have the update number. Okay, yep. You can use my phone number then. Go to my phone number, 910-886-1724. You can text that number if you want these slides and send me your email address, and I would definitely send it to you that way. But coach, if you want to add in, please add in piggyback while I stop sharing my screen and find the actual link to the page, Invest in Now 2021 page, and I said put it in the chat box.
All right, no problem. One of the things that I'll share with you tonight, Coach, is that as we know that real estate is still, it's exceptionally very well sought after right now. It still is. Now more than ever, people are looking for the deals. We're no longer trying to overspend for deals. We're trying to underspend. We're trying to be very aggressive as the buyers now have the buying power again. So one of the things I like to do is I like to focus on creative financing. And today I took a look at the market and I said, you know what? Let me see what the opportunity are. Where do they exist right now? So, Coach, I went to Zillow. I searched for sale by owner, and I found over 500 for sale by owners in one area. And that just like really got my juices flowing because it told me that, hey, now things are back to pre-COVID. Before COVID, there was a ton of for sale by owners. Now, why is it so high right now? Well, several reasons, but one of the reasons that I would point out is that whenever, these buyers they purchase their properties for over asking, now, they need to sell. They don't have enough equity in the deal to actually sell it utilizing an agent. What does that mean? It means, hey, anywhere from 5 to 6% of that sales price would have to go to the agents involved in the transactions. So, that the property value hasn't increased that amount to where it can cover their down payment, the money that they have into it, and to where it can cover the agent fees that they would actually have to pay. So they want to walk away with a little bit of something. So what that does is it just told me that, hey, boom, the seller finance, the lease purchase, the sub two are all back in play right now. All back in play. Ton of opportunity out there, coach. So I was excited when I saw that. Hey, I have an actual goal to pick up, 2 properties a year via subject to. If those of you who are unfamiliar with subject to transaction, what that is where the seller agrees to deed you the property, meaning let you have it legally and keep the mortgage in their name. Let me repeat that. Deed you the property. So now you are the legal title deed holder of the property, and the mortgage is still in that seller's name. Before you ask, man, can you actually do that? Yes, we do it all the time. And if you want to know how to actually do it step by step, Coach T will be able to walk you through that. So, Coach, yep, you got it, brother.
Oh man, I appreciate it. It's so funny because I was trying to take a nap before this class and I was in there just looking at properties myself today and I noticed some interesting stuff as well. Coach is spot on with what he's sharing with you about Right now, I have a house here in North Carolina, and I bought it only 2.5 years ago. So at first I was gonna go ahead and try and sell it. It did appraise for a little bit more, but if I use a real estate agent, that's 10% pretty much gone. So I'm just gonna give 10% away, and then it's gonna eat up my profit. Then I'm gonna get capital gains. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to sell it. So I'm definitely gonna keep it. I'm gonna rent it out for at least another 3 years because I believe you should have a house for at least 5 years to get as much appreciation that you can get as quickly as possible, then get rid of it. However, I may move back here. I like this area. So, hey, I'll rent it out. I'll rent it out. Um, if I were in a bind, now I'm going to give y'all this, make sure you understand what I'm coming at. If I was in a bind, I'm in the military and I have to move to another unit, all of a sudden I got to leave in 3 years. Um, I've used my VA on one house. I got a conventional loan on another house, FHA, what have you. And then all of a sudden, I got to go to another house and buy another house, right? Now, oh man, I cannot afford to pay all these mortgages if they're vacancy. So, oh, Coach Joe, you're willing to take over the house subject to and make sure it stays, I keep my mortgage paid? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would love for you to come in, and long as my mortgage is getting paid, you're paying down amortization, let you go ahead and make a profit off my property, make you some money off of it, bring it out for whatever you want, as long as you don't call me and bother me and ask me for nothing else. Perfect. Right? Now I have my money freed up where I can focus on a new house that I'm buying now in another state. That's just to make you kind of get a picture of that. Now, coach is taking on the house subject to for his sake and saying he want to keep it, and the people don't want it back. I'm showing you whereas, hey, some people may say, I want to just let you do that for a little while, run an action and be great, right? And then all of a sudden, hey, you made a profit, good. Right now, I'm doing group homes. I'm thinking about doing group homes. My father got like three houses. He got three houses that he have nobody in right now. I said, okay, you get them up and running. I will furnish them, and I'll pay you the rent that you wanted, and then I'm gonna make the money from the profit from the group home. Again, he can keep the house. I don't want it. I'll lease it from you. I'm gonna rent it from you. This is my dad. It's still business, right? Still business. We ain't trying to mess over nobody. So, coach, when I was looking at the market today, it's funny. Look at all these opportunities right here. This is not even for sale by owner right here. So let's test coach philosophy, what he just said about the for sale by owner. Whoa, buddy, where you at? Oh, more. Let's see if it's in that area. I don't know how I ever do this. I got my own app to do this stuff. Coach, walk me through it. What my for sale by owners at? All I see is for sale.
Go click on more, the button
Oh,
more right next to
uh-huh.
save search. And then right there you see
There.
right there. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Because I use my app. I'm gonna show the difference. So the funny thing about it is, okay, good. I didn't do it for sale by owners. I just did regular. As you can see, I'm gonna get out of for sale by owner. We ain't gonna test your theory. Good. Coach showing you right there. There's some action going on there. Now, what I noticed when I looked around, most of the houses, according to Zillow, that's listed out here, they're all Xing above whatever Zillow's estimate is. That's what I noticed. A lot of folks are asking for that. So when I started seeing houses that did not fall under the Zestimate, that's when I started saying, hey, okay, I'm seeing some motivation there. This is me helping you out if you're looking for a new house. This house right here is going to be above Zestimate because it's nothing wrong with the property. The cleaner and the nicer the house is, the more they're going to want for the property. Where does Zestimate at? All right, so up. Yep. All right, 232. Estimate 229, right? This is a quick comp, a little bit more than it, not much, not asking for over the top, right? But this is a clean house. You would love to live there. It's nothing wrong with it. There's no reason not to. Just looking at these small pictures right here. Um, and this is the norm. This is what the norm was. I seen the most all the houses listed right now on the market. Even though this right here, right? Let's look at this price cut. $10,000 price cut on this house. Zestimate still above the Zestimate. So they was at 230, right? The Zestimate is saying 218. Now let's see how much this house is really valued. Let's see how much this house is really valued right quick. I said it was gonna be a short call, coach. I done got excited. That's what happened when you deal with real estate people. All right, remember I told you about Deal Automator? So here's my Deal Automator. Man, look here, my the phone tethering is real good. My internet real good. So let's go to properties. That's where I want to go. Nope, nope, nope. That's my property that I've already been looking at properties like crazy. All right. See how fast this is with a paid source. All right, so the house is listed. You can look at pictures right here. All right, give you everything that's on Zillow, everything on MLS. I can pull up on my deal automator with Kobe Sperber. Right, that's the thing that costs you $99. I think he charged $99 a month. Hey, I like that pool. I like that pool. However, the retail price. This is what's sexy, right? I don't have to play the games and talk to real estate agents, and I'm gonna do it, but I got comps right here. I can do comps right here. I got all the property details. They got it listed for 220, right? It's been listed since January, so they 75 days. That's a pretty long time. Once we scroll down, I got the agent information right here. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you all. I don't know if y'all can see this stuff pretty good. All right, make it a little bit bigger. So details everything. 4 bedroom, 3 baths, 2-story property. Real nice pool. I actually loving that pool. I may have to check this house out. This house out. All right. So they got it listed for 220. Zestimate saying it was 216. Retail should be 200,000 according to Deal Automator. Again, I don't have to guess what a wholesale price is. Deal Automator give me all the secrets. Here's what the rental will be. Here's what a wholesale price will be. And these are just starting points. Right? By having a paid resource, I don't have to do all that guesstimating, right? The owner name, I got the owner name, got his information, how much equity in there. Remember, Coach said about low equity. A lot of properties now have low equity. This goes with what he's saying right here. They had it for 4 years, still got low equity. They only got 15% equity in that property. They live in that house. It's not an absentee. So no absentee mean they live in that property. They're not out of town owners. They live in that property. The address of the property and the address of the place is the same thing, the mailing address, right? So we know that. If you want to know more about when it last sold, in 2019, they bought it for 185. All right. So that goes along with what this saying right here about 200,000. Right. 200,000, 185. They got about $15,000 worth of equity in there. Right. That's it. So they're trying to make a profit and they're trying to pay for the real estate agent. That's why they're selling it for, they had it listed for 230. Now they're trying to sell it for 220. That's how the real estate agent can make some money. And that's how they can get a little money back. Make sense? Now, I'm going to show you this. Hopefully you don't kill your eyes on this one right here, but this is how much information you can get when you pay for sources. The mortgage is at 185. All right. Estimated balance 168. So when they got it, when they first bought it, they're 185. Here's their mortgage. Here's what their balance estimated. So they only owe 170. Right. And they're trying to sell it for 220. Again, you got to pay some closing costs. You got to pay the real estate agent, and you want to make a little bit of profit. These are the numbers. I don't have to go and figure out what it is, right? I don't have to figure out what's going on. I ain't got to ask the real estate agent 100 times, hey, can you give me comps? Even though I'm going to do that because the real estate agent need to earn their keep. So I will ask them that stuff, but I have the information. I have the mortgage company. I have the amount of time. I have hey, coach, you would love to take over this house subject to. It's on a 3.82% interest rate. This is a great one to take over subject to.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And I'm definitely going to reach out to them. Let me lock this in real quick. Add this to my leads and let me do some comparables. All right. So if I want to have this conversation with somebody, this is somebody. Now they got to list it with a real estate agent, so it ain't gonna be as sexy. So just like a real estate agent can go and find out, hey, what houses are selling in that area, what sold last, what's the going rate of the prices. I could do the same exact thing. Do the same exact things. Right. We can zoom on in and get closer. There go to subject property, 132. Last one sold for 188. So, 88,000, 75,000, 169. You can actually click on there and find out more details. So by having paid sources like this, You can actually find out more information quicker, faster. If you like the comps, you can do a thumbs up. You don't like the comps, go thumb down. All right, that's enough. I ain't trying to give you a report on this thing, but this is how fast we can move. And this is how we can make educated decisions. And this is how I can equip myself to have a conversation with this client and let them know why I cannot buy your house for $220,000. This house sold for 88,000. This house sold for 75,000. Right? I'm not going to tell them about this house. Of course I'm not. I may tell them about, let me zoom in. 115. I'll tell them about that 115. That's a lower number. All right. The more you dig in, hey, that's a 57 right there. We'll talk about that 57,000. We'll talk about, oh, hold on. That 57,000 March 13th, 2024. Yeah, I definitely bring that to their attention. This house, 928, that's a long time ago. Let's see when this one was. 313, 75,000. I will bring that to how do you expect to get 220 for this property? And I have properties like that. Not looking into the house, not looking at the pretty stuff, just bringing this out to them. Right? This is how you do it. This is how you help paint the story why I can't pay you 220 for your property. Coach, do you disagree or agree with that that scenario?
Which one?
The fact that hey, I can build a story around these houses that sold in this one at 313, 324, 313, 24, 313, 24. If I make these comps and I talk to them and say, hey, look, I'm trying to figure out how you get these numbers. Prove to me how you got these numbers when I got these houses not too far from your house. They're selling for that. Now that's a pretty good miss, but not too far. What you think about that? Can I get away with that or not? Put coach on the spot. I want him to go ahead and be the devil advocate.
You got a strong case for it, man. Just you always got to cross reference sources. That's just something normal, as they say, measure twice, cut once. And so yeah, you take a look at that, then you also take a look at another site and see what they have, and and pull it together.
Absolutely. Okay. See, I'll try and get coach be the bad guy and say, "No, coach, that makes no sense." But he couldn't say. He said, "You got a strong case." And if coach say you got a strong case, I'll go with it. All right, guys. What questions y'all have? You more than welcome to put them in the chat box. I'm gonna build my report right quick for 1, 2, what 88,000, 88,000, 57,000, and then build my report. Report is being generated. It's gonna pop up in a little while. Any questions, guys? Feel free to put in the chat box. We will answer. It's 9:36. We're gonna have an early night. If not, there go my report. All right, so we have the subject property, the address of the property. If all the information showing the ARV being the after value market price, right? The ARV being 200,000, last sold for 185. See, I can go to this person now and say, hey, look, here's my comps. Here's what I have. Can you prove to me something different? Can you prove to me something different? Can you show me something different? This is how I do business with people. I got a picture of their house. I have the other houses, and I have the addresses of them, and it show the distance. The distance, what the distance at? Nope, it don't show the distance how far it is from the house on here. Maybe I'm overlooking it. But they know the street names and they neighborhood. Oh, they're going to street names. Yep. All right. Yep. All right. Cool beans. Somebody put a good amount in there. Okay, Chicago. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, but currently I reside inside of Indianapolis. Okay, let's go down. My first real estate. Okay, portfolio. Boom, boom. Okay, great deal. We can definitely connect. You definitely can look. The best way to connect with me, honestly, by the time I get off this call, I will forget. Is just go to Investing Now 2021. Yeah, go to Investing Now 2021 and get on my schedule, and that's gonna make me be there. That's gonna make me be there. Okay, there go right there. Everyone, I just put the actual link in there in the chat box. Investingnow2021.com. My calendar pop up. Jump on my calendar so we can meet. Would love to have a conversation with each one of you. It's free, totally free, 15-minute conversation to get to know you a little bit better and just to kind of see how we can work together. That's the goal, to work with you to get you to financial freedom. Coach, you got anything else, man? That's all I have on. That's the only thing that we have in the mailbox. Somebody want to catch up, and we can definitely link up and talk about how we can work with you and how we can support each other. We all about partnership. We all about bettering the everybody in the community. Coach, you got anything?
No, sir. That's it. You got it.
Well, thank you so much for staying on tonight. Thank you, y'all. I hope that y'all served you. I hope that you have something that makes sense out of here. I cannot believe this internet worked that well, man, through tethering. I gotta kiss AT&T tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Go up there and kiss the prettiest lady in there. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good night and y'all be safe. Thank you, brother.
Later.
Out.